time for my NYU audition. Okay, so like I said, this was by far my easiest college audition. And I think that's two parts. One, because NYU is so fantastic, as you're about to hear. And two, because this was my final audition and I was the most prepared for this audition. I prepped so much. I did 4 weeks leading up to it where I was rehearsing in the morning and the afternoon for the audition. I meant business for this audition. So on the day, there was a 8 a.m. audition and a 2 p.m. audition. Being from Colorado, New York is 2 hours ahead of me, so the 8 a.m. would have been 6 a.m. body time, which would have sucked, which I did at a couple other schools, which was awful. So I did the 2 p.m. at NYU, which was great. So I arrived and we were welcomed into the Reese Lounge in Tisch with our families, and at this point someone came in and said hello, introduced themselves and kind of set the tone for the day, and then they asked each of us to come up and they took a picture of us on the day, which is smart because sometimes like your headshot looks like the most put together perfect version of yourself, but like you look like a human, as you should. So then we were all taken upstairs. On this day, it was only early decision applicants. So we all went upstairs and were taken into a nice big room with a piano. And they had someone do a huge vocal warm-up with us. It was so thorough, it was fantastic, because when you're traveling from other states, there's only so much you can do in a hotel room to warm up, you know, without being super annoying. So it was lovely to have that full warm up with everyone, and the pianist was lovely. He encouraged us to just like make lots of mistakes and to be really loud, and it was great. Then we were taken into a black box and we were given an additional probably 20 minutes to do anything we needed to do, to run your monologues or run vocals more. There were some pianos in the room. It was really great. And at that point, they came in and they said, if you're ready, again, if you're not ready, you're not ready, so you're not going to audition yet. But if you're ready, we're going to take groups of 4 and kind of break you up. So at NYU, there's 3 components if you're auditioning for all of the studios. So that would be the dance audition, the vocal audition, and then the monologue audition, which has the interview portion as well. So there's 3 portions, right? So what they did was so cool. They split us into like sets of 4, right? So a couple sets of 4 went to the monologue rooms, a couple sets of 4 went to the dance rooms, and a couple sets of 4 went to the vocal rooms. So my group of 4 went to the vocal room, and we were sat outside. There were 4 seats, so we sat there, and I ended up being first. So I went in and I was the first to do the vocal audition. Went in, was able to talk with the person auditioning me, work with the pianist, set that all up, do my song. I got some lovely feedback, some adjustments, run a bit again, do that, lovely. I come out, and as my other 3 in my kind of group were going in and performing, I was directed over to the monologue section. So wherever you started, we kind of rotated. So like if you were doing dance, then you went to monologues. If you did monologues, then you went to vocal. Vocal went to dance, you see? So I went over there, and my 3 others met me there. And so we were all then at monologues. So went in, did my 2 monologues, and then she asked me to sit down and we had a little conversation and interview. She asked me how I felt that my audition went, why I chose that material, I think. Asked if I knew which studios I was interested in, if there were any I was really passionate about, and then also asked me what I was interested in outside of acting. And so in this interview, it's they're taking notes during this, and it's wonderful. During this little interview, they are able to like perfectly select the right studio for you. So my auditioner and I talked about my background, and I said I have lots of musical theater experience and I have lots of experimental experience, which is true. I did. And she said, what do you feel you are like not lacking, but you want to work on more. And I said, well, in my straight acting, I need to be working on blah, 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 blah. And she said, and how do you feel in your musical theater training? Because I was auditioning for all of the studios, and I was really hoping for a new studio, for the musical theater studio. And through the conversation, looking back now, I think she kind of talked with me, and we decided that I didn't really need more of the musical theater training. What I needed was some simple, like, straight acting training, which is not simple, but and then in the portion where she was asking if there were things I was interested other than, I think she was like asking if I was interested in directing or dance or things like that, which I wasn't, so that kind of ruled out Playwrights Horizon. So it's just, it's really incredible and very organic. Don't get in your head about it in your interview. Don't try to like engineer your way, because even if you say, oh, I'm really interested in these 3 studios, which I did, I said New Studio, Meisner, I think, and ETW, and of course I'm at Atlantic, but they will be able to pick out the things they need in order to place you. Finished that, wasn't rushed at all, it was really great, and then we had time to get ready before the dance audition to go change and stuff. The dance audition at NYU was so cool and different because there were only 8 of you in the room. So your group of 4 was paired with one other group of 4, and there were literally 8 of you and the instructor and 2 dance aides. So like 2 dance aides were dancing with you with 8 of you. It was just incredible. There was so much space and time, and it was so lovely. And it was interesting because it wasn't a musical theater dance. It was very contemporary, very modern, which was kind of surprising. It caught me off guard. But that was great. And then after that, we were released for the day. Yeah, oh no, that's not true. So after the dance portion, we were able to sit with the dance aides and ask some questions about the school while the dance auditioner took just some notes on the backs of our resumes, which was great because you got to really talk to the students, ask some questions, which is when I found out that NYU doesn't have like a main stage in the same way that other schools do. We do have a main stage, but it's not the like gorgeous, like you print it on brochures, it's so beautiful to look at main stage. It's like, yeah, we got a big black box, but we do some cool stuff there. So after that, Mom and I went and grabbed some Indian food, which turned into like one of our traditions. After each audition, we'd go get Indian food because we love it. But yeah, it was so easy, so welcoming. I just felt like they wanted me to succeed so much, and I've said it before, I walked away from that audition knowing I had done everything in my power to get in, and I felt so confident about what I had put up there, and I was just so ecstatic to be accepted. My mom and I screamed our heads off, couldn't believe it. And it's just been the beginning to an incredible journey. So if you're looking at NYU, it's an impeccable school. It is hard to get in. You do have to put the work in, but you can do it. And I hope that this kind of little series helped you out. If you have any questions, I will be more than happy to answer them. Just leave me a comment down below. And just all the best of luck, guys. College auditions are